Hey guys, it's me Iryna Wood, your self-love and relationship expert. Here on this channel, all healthy relationships start from self-love. And welcome to the episode number 5 of the Hollywood Healing Podcast. And the topic of the day is addiction, the battle you have to win. Recently, I filmed in New York my street interviews for the other show. And I questioned people in the city which never sleeps with a lot of temptation, a lot of success. Would you stay or would you help the person if you're deeply in love who has an addiction, or you would love to be separated and live your own life? And most of the people said that I would do it for religious reasons, I would do it because I'm not changing my choice, I would do it because when I'm in love I do it. And there were a few people who said that I tried that and it never worked out to me. I understand both sides because I try to go all in for people I love and save them, which never works out because the only savior is the God and the universe and you yourself. And I've been in the place of the addict personality because I had my temptations being younger for the cases of weight loss. Probably stupid, but women do that sometimes. And after you realize that health and healthy relationship with people you love and life itself, it's much more valuable. And today I'm changing the structure of my episode because I would love to start, as soon as I already mentioned New York, from successful stories, how big celebrities and very well-known people overcame depression, overcame addiction, and succeeded in life. And the first one nominee would be Robert Downey. He not only Hollywood's golden boy, he is not only incredible man, he is not only Oscar-winning actor, but he's always has been a very challenging man because he was introduced to the drugs since childhood by his own parent, his father. So he inherited that kind of addiction, and the person who had to provide safety and introduce him to the pattern of healthy, loving, caring relationship in the world through their family models actually ruined it and made it vice versa. In his case, addiction almost ended his career, and he was arrested multiple times, sent to rehab, even served time in prison. And not too many people who believed in him, but he did believe in himself and he made it. And Downey fought his way. Yes, it was painfully, yes, it was slowly, and yes, it was publicly. And despite of shame, despite of probably guilt or any other destructive feelings that he could have experienced, he made it. And now he is an Oscar-winning actor, very well known as an Iron Man.
I am Iron Man.
And people are in love, deeply in love with him. And he's a symbol of faith. He's a symbol of rebirth. He is a symbol of how to do it, how to face the trouble, how to face the challenge, how to come from painful childhood and build yourself up, how to get rid of addiction and how to make it happen. And instead of running from all those problems, he faced them, he healed himself, and he did unbelievable things after in Hollywood, and everybody loves him. Elton John, our favorite Elton John. I love his songs. For years, Elton John was battled cocaine and alcohol addiction, and it closed a lot of doors in front of him, and he realized that he wouldn't make it without it. And actually, he survived, and he got sober in 1990, and since then, his career absolutely changed. And his lyrics and his music became much better. And after recovery, Elton John is supporting AIDS Foundation. So it's not only the way to heal yourself, but it's always the way in your life after a challenging situation to help others the way you could. Because remember that you can't save nobody on this planet. You can always try to give all tools and instruments you love, believe, prayer and support, but you can make it for them. They have to be willing to do anything to be alive and to be happy around people they appreciate and love. And Drew Barrymore, such a nice girl. When you look at Drew, and now she owns the club. If it's approved by Drew, living in America, I can say so, it means it's healing, it means it's authentic, it means it's working, it's real, and everybody wants to bring their services and products to her club because it becomes initially so famous and so much in need she insisted, yes, it's working. So everybody wants now the approval of Drew Barrymore. And she started from a very bad, a poor story, because she was doing drugs by the age 9. And after she went to rehab by the age 13. When you can think about it, when you're 13, it's a very transformative moment in your life, because you're still a child, you know, it's a very sensitive period of time. And she made it, and she showed how to become from an addicted child to absolutely fascinating, authentic, and, you know, healing woman. And now she's sharing that experience with others in her club and all America and probably all the world.
She's going after him.
Plus, on the top of that, she's a very successful actress and a beautiful, stunning woman. Because when I was asking people around, would you stay with an addict? People asked me, addict to what? To gambling in casino, to alcohol, to heroin, to cocaine, or to sports. There are different types of addiction, and definitely it matters a lot. Overdoing things, we are trying to be somebody else. And if we are doing drugs in a direct sense that make us delusional and illusional, I think we are just trying to run from ourselves. We are trying to live the life which is safe and happy, because we don't feel present where we are. So if you already caught yourself in addiction, because you can be conscious about that, you can realize, I'm addicted to coffee, I'm addicted to sports, I'm addicted to that personality, I'm addicted to these destructive relationships, or even worse, when you're really addicted to drugs like cocaine or heroin or amphetamine or whatever you're using. So you can control it, because first of all, you have to admit that you're a drug addict. Second, you have to search for help or share it with a friend, somebody who would not judge you but support you no matter what, and you can feel loved, accepted, and appreciated the way you are. And as well, of course, the best solution is probably rehab. I had few clients who send their kids to rehab. It's always painful for a parent, but it's very functional for the kid, because it's a long-term treatment with all detoxification from digital services, from people who remind you about your addictions, from things whatever you've been doing before, from drugs themselves. So they are purifying you on an energetic level, on physical level, and mental level. And that's what matters, because I don't believe that just stop doing drugs would be enough, because you can keep going to your destructive thoughts, to your imperfect self. And what matters, I knew people directly who consumed a lot of drugs and found themselves at the end almost lost their families, careers, love, health, which matters a lot. And I have to tell you, they all changed their environment, they all changed their surrounding. They couldn't even communicate for a while with people with whom they have been doing drugs. Why? Because it's temptation, because it's seductive for them, because they want it, and because they are reminders, they are triggers of their addiction. Even if they stop doing drugs together, they will still unconsciously remember that was their hobby, or how you call it, leisure, any other way. And of course, it's very important to create healthy routines, kind of affirmations, meditation, bringing to your visions, dream boards, you know, start to dream about something new, start to set up new goals, and start to do the walks, to do the exercises, everything what is purifying, detoxifying your body, to do IRIs. I'm not medical, so I'm not going that far into that, but everything what can clean yourself on different levels, that would be very functional. And of course, which is very important, to forgive yourself, whatever you've done. My experience with not drugs, but drug-based medicine was kind of short. It was for the weight loss, because it was stupid, you know, desire of women non-stop to be skinny, and now I want to be healthy. That's what I want. But I got it. I was 26, I was young, and you know, I stopped myself, because I realized what matters for me: to be alive, to be surrounded by people I love, to feel love towards them, my parents first of all, by that time. So I have to tell you, you have to realize, rethink your values, your goals, your dreams at these periods of time, what matters, and forgive yourself. Write down letters of forgiveness to yourself. Work on everything, because you will come back to your prior life and think, why I wasted so much time on this, why I couldn't stop earlier. Life is so beautiful, it's full, so fulfilled, so shining when you find the other purpose. And people who actually, I always working with people directly who had their addictions, and I did kind of post-trauma therapy, supporting them with some coaching exercises, inspirational methods, and so on. And I have to tell you that they definitely need the purpose. They definitely need to rediscover themselves, to understand that now they can be addicted to something very good, very bright, very cool, that will lead them in life towards their dreams and goals and enlighten the planet. So discover your purpose, discover your mission. I always come back, whatever you're looking for, love or get rid of drugs, no matter what, always concentrate on your calling, because every person has a special gift to talent. That's my belief. And also for people who are trying to support people who are addicts, I would say it's always very important to be kind, to be forgiving, to be supportive, to be loving, no matter what, but to set up your boundaries. Once without this strictness, people who are addicts, they wouldn't move forward. They wouldn't understand how lost they are and what they are losing. So since you realize that you can provide and your kindness and your support and your strictness and discipline the same, like tough love together, that's the way to treat the person who is in trouble. And as well educate yourself, because sometimes you have to be very patient, sometimes you have to be a very good listener, and which is very important, to provide the idea that this person is not alone, provide the idea that they're accepted and loved no matter what, and realize through those talks, very direct heart-to-heart talks, why did they start doing it? Because people are usually most of the times doing it because they are unhappy in their marriages, they are unhappy in their childhoods, they are unhappy with their careers. And this is very important. Since you don't heal the root, you would never be able to keep going, because you will come back to another way of being addicted to something else to try to change yourself. So that's why be ready for those long conversations. Be ready to be a good listener. I would recommend a prayer, whatever you feel like, passing the light to this person, passing endless support to this person, whether you meditate together, whether you pray together or pray on distance, because I do believe in energy, I do believe in healing light. And since you send it to the person you love, that's what makes the universe and yourself, the person who is in need, much better and fulfilled, of course. And learn to love yourself and trust the process. And don't forget, please, to share this podcast with a person who is in need of constant or situational support right now, or people around them. Put like if you liked it, and comment, because I want to know more and more topics for my YouTube channel, for my podcasting, how I can provide helpful, useful, necessary information, and do my best for you. And don't forget, for those who are shy to share, to download my self-help and self-love app, Gemini Miami, because here you can get your 24/7 support through Iryna AI constantly, and many more features to be discovered. Download it, you'll never regret.